header file, how do you add? You add header file. You are from computer science only, right? You, all of you from computer science, right? You should remember this. C language is a very basic language, right? Hash include conio dot
Hash
h.
input.
Yeah, hash include conio dot h and studio dot h. So this is what you are importing libraries. Similarly, in Python, we import libraries like this. Import numpys np, pandas spd. Pandas is used for what? It is used to read tabular data in the form of data frame. It is used to read data in the form of data frame. What do you mean by this data frame? Like this. Data frame is tabular data. You can see here, this tabular data I'm reading, right? So in order to read this data, you have to import this library. Import pandas as pd. C1 is to make a graph, and matplotlib is also for that. Now here, how you'll go when you run this code, just click on this arrow button. As you click on this arrow button, this run, it will going to see this green mark, right? It means that the code is run successfully here. Now this step is to read a data. So you can read a data directly from uploading from anywhere. Like I will show you. As you click on this data, it will ask you to browse a file. I will select the file dataset, whatever dataset you want to read. Just select the dataset. I am selecting this dataset. As you select this dataset, it will going to upload in the Colab. So this percentage you can monitor. Once it done 100%, then it means that your dataset has been read completely. You can download your dataset from here. I have uploaded, I have already added here the link from where you can download your dataset. Once you are done this 100%, it will stop. You can see, yes, see here. It is stopped, right? It means that your dataset is read completely. Dataset means what? This is your dataset. The file, the data that you wanted to read. You are doing an analysis, right? From here you are doing what you analysis you are doing here. Suppose Afghanistan is a country. On Afghanistan on 22, 23, 24, there was no COVID patient, find it out. There was no COVID patient. But if you scroll down somewhat left, you start seeing the patient, right? And patient was encountered from February onward in Afghanistan. On 2nd, on 8th February. This is in MMDDYY format, MMDDYY, and this is of 21. Of 20, it started getting from suppose 24. First patient was found on 24 February, and this dot 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 is coming, right? Why it is coming dot dot dot? Because there lot of dates are available. The 1 year data, so it won't come in whole screen. So it is putting like a dot dot. Normally we write like this, right? We say like suppose if I say the data like this 1 2 3 dot 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 10. So what you understand from this, that after 3 it will be 4. You will see the pattern here, and you just find it out that after 3 it will be 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, right? Similarly this dot 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 will come here also, because the data will not come here on the same screen. So this was to just print the data on the screen. Now if you want to check it how much rows and column, then you can just write down COVID data dot shape. What do you mean by this? See here, you can see this step. COVID dataset pd dot read csv. This read csv function will going to read my whole dataset. What is the name of your file? You can see here. The name of file is this one, time series csv file. What do you mean by csv? CSV means comma separated values. Here the data will be separated by comma instead of table. If I open this data set, if I open this data set in the notepad, it will look like this. Let me show you. Let it be open. See here. Is the data you are You can understand from this? No, right? Because these are comma separate value. You can see every value are separated by comma. But and when you read it in the form of data frame, you will see in the form of table. That's the reason we have to use this pandas library to convert it into the tabular format in the proper rows and column. Because this file you can't understand, right? If I say you, is it easily understandable to you? No, right? You are not getting which value belong to which column, right? So in order to convert it into the tabular format, we have to use pandas data frame. And pandas data frame is what I have I have imported this library, right? This one, pandas one. So in this pandas one, just like in C language, we import math.h, right? Why do we import math.h? In order to do mathematical operation like square root, power. Same way in pandas, why we import pandas to read at CSV data. You can see read CSV is a function which will going to read CSV data and it will print in this form, tabular form. And the variable which I'm using to read this is COVID dataset. So when you write COVID dataset dot head function will going to do what? It will going to print you top 15 row. If any function is not clear, you can just put the cursor over it and you can see here. Return the first n row. So n is what? N is your value that you are passing within this parenthesis. Is it clear till now to everyone? Is it clear to everyone like what we are doing here? This project you have to show to them in your college when you're going to when they will ask you what you have done. You can select this one of the project COVID analysis. This is the latest project, so they will accept it. So you can explain them also by looking into this video. Try to understand what actually I'm saying and explain as it is to them. As you write COVID data.shape, it will give you the number of rows and column in your data set. So you can see as I am running here, it is 279,602. What do you mean by this? You have a 269 column, 602 is your row. Sorry, I said wrong. Sorry, 279 is your row and 602 is your column. It is row into column. I can show you also. When you open this data set, just see the last row. The last row is 280, right? And why it is coming 280? Because we have one more row which is for column, right? This if you remove it, it will become 279. So the total row is 279 and the number of column is 602. So it is row into column. After that you can if you want to perform any operation you can do it. You can delete the column also. If you wanted to delete a column, how you can delete a column? COVID dataset. Use the variable where you have read the data. What is the name of the variable you have read? You are reading this whole dataset in this variable, COVID dataset, right? So now if you write the function dot drop and the name of the column, the name of the column let and long you will find it here in the dataset. This one, let and long. So here you can drop it also. Once you write this function drop let and long axis 1 in place 2. What do you mean by this axis 1 in place 2? Axis 1 means your horizontal way means you wanted to drop all the rows of this column. So for this specific column, all the rows you wanted to drop, so you are giving axis 1. Okay. Let me show you also in case if you are having a doubt. This is very simple, okay, it's not difficult. But if you select this project, it's very good to work with this project. So in Python, you can see this axis 1. If I say axis 1 in the sense your whole row, okay, axis 1 when I say you your whole row and axis 0 if I say you, then for specific column all the rows. Remember this thing. If you You can see here, this is one more example. Here axis 1 means all the rows, all the row of a all column, and axis 0 if I say, then sub for single column all the rows. So you can just understand from this also. Axis 1 means all column, all rows value, and axis 0 means all the rows. So when we considered column level, because here we are considering two column, right? Latitude and longitude. So which one will select? Axis 1, because we are considering two column. So here same thing. I selected axis 1. In place 2 means for the value 2. Okay, you can put the cursor over here and you can find it out also. What are the parameters that function accept, what this drop column they will do, you can get it from here. So as you run, you see that the two column has been dropped, right? After country region, you can check it here. After this country region, you have a latitude and longitude, but while running it, are you getting here? No, right? So I've dropped it here. So is it clear to all of you how this drop function works? Is it clear to you how this drop function works?